Welcome to the Villa Forever podcast. I'll be doing a pre-match talk show for Aston Villa versus Leicester City. I'm joined by my guest, Gordon Heath, and I'm very excited to get this podcast started because Aston Villa mean the absolute world to me. I'm very passionate, and I'm looking forward to this new venture. I'm very excited. So, Gordon, how are you doing? How's the family?
I'm all right, Chad. Thank you. Yeah. My family are great.
That's good.
Yeah, me and my two boys, we're season ticket holders. We see you down the Villa quite regularly.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all good. Thanks. Yeah, I think if you don't mind me saying, I
Yeah.
first met you. Oh, how long ago? I think
Oh,
you might
yeah,
have been about
years.
8 years old or something like that.
Oh,
And
yeah. We go back a long way, me and you.
yeah, and I remember your bedroom was just absolutely plastered with Villa stuff through and through. Yeah, you've loved Villa.
Yeah.
You're a real die-hard Villa fan.
That's it. You used to be my OT.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Well, I'm still an OT now,
Yes,
but
yeah.
yeah, that's right. But yeah, I was your OT for I think probably
How's it
about.
going?
Sorry, mate.
How's the job going now?
Oh, it's good. Yeah. It's really good. I do a very different role now. I work in Birmingham now with children. With special education needs. So but yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's great.
Okay, let's get into the Aston Villa chat.
Okay.
So first, I'll go with the team news first. It looks like we got an unchanged team, I think, for the last time we played, which is good. Can I read it down? Can you just show me the injury? Let me just check the injuries as well. Do you go to the next page, Dad? And also, well, Jed Steer's injured.
Yeah.
Diego Carlos is still out with the Achilles injury.
Yeah.
And Traore, who we recall back, he's still injured at the moment.
Yeah.
Apart
He's
from
got.
that, we've got a good team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Traore's he's come back with a knee injury, hasn't he? And
Yeah.
Carlos, I don't think is too far away. You know, there's a lot of social media footage of him working hard in the gym, and he looks like a beast. Actually, it's going to be
He's a
great
great
when we got him
player.
back.
I can't
Yeah,
wait to
it's
get him back.
going to be like a new signing.
Yeah, well, he's Brazilian.
Yeah,
I think he played for Sevilla.
yeah, that's right. Yeah. You know, people, we slated Gerrard and everything about his
Yeah.
tenureship, but actually, I think it was Gerrard's name that got us the likes of Carlos and Kamara through
Yeah.
the door. You know,
So you have to thank Gerard for that. He did do a good job getting them through.
yeah,
Good signings.
yeah, absolutely, yeah.
So are you pleased with that team news? Because I think we're in a good run at the moment.
Yeah. I just wish we were away because our away form's great.
Oh, it's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, you know, with this team, do you think Unai Emery should have done anything different? Are you pleased with the team?
Um. I'm quite pleased with it. I'm glad that I think Jacob Ramsey's going to struggle really to get back in.
Yeah.
I know he played in the last game, but I think the team's got a good balance about it. I think.
Yeah.
Having Marino now as well on that left side, he's quite an attacking fullback. I think we've got McGinn's playing further forward in
Yeah.
that role as well. I think we're going to create. I think we've been doing that a lot recently. We've created a lot
Yes,
of
we have.
chances, which is more than we were doing in previous regimes. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really pleased with the balance and the setup. I was,
Yeah.
I was a little bit concerned about letting Danny Ings go
Hmm.
without a steadfast
Well, the
replacement.
thing is, like, we haven't got an experienced striker now
A
since
backup,
Danny
yeah,
Ings got injured.
yeah,
I
uh huh,
think he was one of the out and out strikers, I thought.
yeah. Uh-huh. Whereas Ollie's been doing good out on the
Yeah.
left, um,
He seems
and
to, Emery seems playing there quite a lot.
yeah, yeah. Well, that's where I mean he played there a lot for Brentford as well, didn't he? And
Yeah.
it was he's quite effective over there. He holds the ball up well. Yeah, I just don't think he he's not a. I don't think he's a natural finisher. Um, you
No,
know,
no, he's not.
yeah. Uh-huh. And we've just let a natural finisher go out on loan again, which really infuriates me.
It's really frustrating. 'Cause especially
Yeah,
when they get in those Europa League places, I think we need a striker to fire us up the league.
yeah, definitely, definitely. I mean, we're three points off Europe. We've got a bit of a skeleton squad
Yeah.
now. We're only an injury or two away from a bit of a disaster, but this season, I think I was thinking about this earlier. And I was talking to my son about it, and you know, we've got a lot of wage bill off the books,
Yeah.
and I think that was always the plan in January to do that
Mhm.
and not really spend because it's a seller's market in
But
January.
also, you got the financial fair play, which is a massive rule that you can get in trouble for that.
Well, some teams seem to be able to work around it. I'm not quite sure how Chelsea's financial fair play,
Like
but
Manchester City and all them, yeah.
yeah. I
So,
think the way they do it is they try
yeah.
and spread the payments out over so many years, don't they? So it's not so much coming out of their bill every year.
Mhm.
I don't know, a bit of
It's
an
like
odd one that.
Chelsea that they had that new signing, the Enzo Fernandez, like nearly 120 million.
Yeah, that's bonkers, isn't it? Absolute bonkers.
And then the money they
Yeah,
spend now on players is
yeah,
extraordinary.
yeah. Yeah. No, I mean that's crazy. I mean, and
Mhm.
all that is doing is pushing up the value of
Yeah,
players like Anthony Gordon, who has just gone to
yeah.
Newcastle for 45 million.
Oh,
And
I
it's
think it's overrated.
well, it might be overrated, but it's because we've got this really
Yeah,
high ceiling of salary of transfer that the kind of the also runs and the mediocre players, if you like. I'm not saying he's mediocre. Maybe he's mediocre. I don't know.
yeah,
But it's pushing their value up. You can't have £120 million striker and then a fairly average midfielder going for 20
oh,
million.
yeah.
It's going to just drag the prices up and up and up.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense, yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Mind
Like,
you, talking about Anthony Gordon, though, when he came on
yeah.
for Everton last season, I mean, he turned the game. I actually rated him at
Well,
that point.
it's
I
good.
thought he
I
was,
just think he has improved. He's quite fast, he's quite quick as well.
yeah, yeah. He turned the game for Everton when he came on. Yeah, definitely. He was a good player. But
Yeah, going
yeah.
back to our away form,
Yeah.
are you pleased with 3 consecutive away wins? It's
Oh, who's
absolutely
not?
fantastic. Oh, it's
Who's
brilliant.
not? When was the last time that ever happened for Villa?
Yeah, because
You know,
it's not Steven Gerrard, like, it wouldn't have happened under Steven Gerrard.
no.
That
It
form,
wouldn't.
especially away.
I think the signs were there in that Spurs game when we beat Spurs.
Yeah,
And you could see that the way that they were set up, that whenever we didn't have the ball,
yeah,
when Spurs were in possession, our two kind of wide midfielders dropped back, and we
yeah,
created this back six almost, and
yeah.
it was like make your way through that sunshine sort of thing. It was just impossible for them to get through. Um, and it was brilliant to see like the likes of and McGinn and who else and Ashley Young coming
Ashley
back,
Young, yeah,
into that back line, and Spurs just couldn't counter that. And I've just thought, that's the way
yeah,
you play away from home. That's the way you play against
We
teams
must,
like Spurs.
we've massively improved.
Yeah.
Do you think Europa League is still possible? Do you think we're still in with a
Oh,
chance of Europa League?
of course, I think of course we're in for a chance. You know, we beat
Yeah,
Leicester on Saturday. You know,
yeah,
we could be in that top six. I think maintaining it. The difficulty is the likes of Fulham and Brentford
yeah.
are playing really well, and Brighton.
And you got Brighton, yeah, Brighton,
Yeah, and they've all strengthened as well in this transfer window as well. So
yeah,
I think our biggest hurdle is, I think for us to get to top six,
yeah,
we've got to rely on a couple of those teams capitulating, and at the
yeah.
moment, I can't see that happening.
But you got Brighton. They've sold a lot of their players, but still they're doing so well. Look, they
Yeah,
just
yeah.
get better players.
Cucurella, Bissouma, I can't remember the players they've
Fantastic
sold.
players.
The players
And
they've sold, and they're
Japanese
still.
one, Mitoma.
Yeah, yeah, he's
He's a
quality.
good player to watch as well.
Yeah,
So do you
he
think
scored a cracking goal.
so there's very good momentum? Do you think
Mm.
it's gonna? Actually, can you just put this iPad down? Just scroll it down. Do you think the very good momentum helps the squad and their form? Like, do you
Oh,
think it helps with
yeah.
confidence?
Oh, without a doubt, yeah. They're going to, they've got spring in their step, haven't they? And and
Yeah,
beating teams like, I mean, when was the last time we beat a top six team? Man United,
yeah,
at Tottenham. That's going to make you walk into training on a Monday morning with your chest
yeah.
sticking out, thinking,
Good
yeah,
feel, good
okay,
factor. Yeah,
absolutely, yeah, yeah, yeah. No, it's. I think when I always remember under the Dean Smith era, we just seemed to have this real
yeah,
family camaraderie. It was all like they were all mates.
yeah.
They might go and play golf together afterwards, or play on the Xbox together afterwards, or whatever after
They're all
training and
close
stuff.
bond. Yeah, they're all close
Yeah,
together. Yeah,
and then it seemed, in the Gerrard era, we totally lost that. It was just
yeah,
like a
we did.
completely different atmosphere at the club. Even amongst the
Yeah,
fans, it just didn't feel that family unite.
and also
And I
it's
think,
very toxic. It was very toxic.
yeah,
There
yeah,
wasn't that togetherness with Gerard.
yeah, and you can tell that when the away fans start,
Mm.
singing, Gerard,
Yeah,
the song. Uh, when they start singing that, his time was up. But so we've had that period of toxicity,
yeah,
and I think we're getting something back again now. We're getting some unity. You can see it in the
yeah.
players. Yeah,
It's a good time to be a Villa fan. I think it's a really happy days.
yeah, yeah.
But
Uh-huh. What?
what do you think of Watkins? Under Emery, like, what do you think his performances have improved since
Um,
Emery took over with Watkins?
what you get with Ollie is effort. He's
Yeah,
never full. He never goes missing. He's always running. He's always trying to create some space. He's
hmm,
always trying to hold the ball up. I just think sometimes his touch lets him down. His
yeah.
shooting can let him down.
I like his work
But what you
rate.
get from him is, sorry, go on.
I like his good work rate.
Yeah,
But he works hard for the team. I think he's control. He holds the ball up as well.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what he's got. He's got his back to the goal. The ball's come to him, and he
Yeah,
can hold that up, and he can go past a player as well.
yeah, of
He's
course.
yeah, yeah, uh-huh. I like him, but to be
Mm,
our out and out striker
yeah.
does worry me a little
He's not
bit.
really. That's it. We haven't got a goal scorer now because. Do you think Danny? What do you think of signing Danny Ings? Do you think we should have
So,
sold Danny Ings?
well, if you looked at what he's how much we paid for him and
Yeah,
his wage bill each week, um, and it's
hmm,
a big burden off the
yeah,
financial element of the club. Um, and I think for that reason, cashing in on him now was good business. I don't think
Yeah,
it was good. It wasn't a good football decision. It was a good business decision.
more
But you've got to
business.
kind
Yeah,
of respect the fact that the business decision
yeah,
is going to allow us to make good football decisions this summer. I think. I think we're going to have a good war
yeah.
chest this summer.
Well, I think we're going to have a good window. We're going to bring in some quality players.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
definitely think it's the time to do it.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
what do you think the difference with Watkins and Danny Ings with their attributes? What do you think's different about them as strikers?
Um, I well, I think Danny Ings. I mean, yeah, historically he's been a fox in the box, hasn't he? You know,
Yeah,
he's in the right place at the right time. He's savvy, he's smart. Um, but I do think his energy levels have sagged over the last year or so. He's getting older. He's not the Danny Ings of old. Sometimes he runs like he's got a sack of
he's
potatoes
not.
on his
Yeah,
back.
he's not like he used to be. Yeah, he's not what he used
Yeah,
to be.
yeah. So I think that for that reason, I think it was a good time to cash in and get 15 million for him. You know, at that
Yeah,
age, I think
yeah.
it was good business.
Good bit of business. That's it. Yeah, it is a good bit of business. Yeah.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I
Uh-huh.
do prefer Watkins to Emery style. As like it can be, it can improve though. I definitely think he can.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Emery's got form in bringing players on. You know,
Yeah.
his coaching techniques and everything. I do think you're right. I think he might flourish a little bit. You know, once he's had a
Hmm.
few months with Emery.
Yeah.
You know, I think he might be on. And getting his goal, last week as well. I think you know, goals breed confidence, don't they?
He's going
And
to give him
you know,
confidence. Yeah.
yeah. Uh
So
huh.
what do you think
I
of
think.
Mark? You know, Mark Albrighton. He's returning back to Villa Park with Leicester. Do you think? I know this is a long time ago now, but do you think we should let him go? Let him leave.
Well,
I know it's Paul Lambert.
yeah. I think there was a lot of mistakes made under Lambert, but Mark Albrighton's he sold for the Baggies. He's signed for the Baggies today, didn't he?
Oh
On
yes,
loan. Yeah.
saw
So
that actually. It's interesting.
yeah. He won't be coming back. He's a
The
baggie,
the
which
test the Tesco bags.
yeah, I can't believe actually that he's done that. I don't I think he's probably I don't know. He's not a young man anymore, is he? And maybe
Yeah,
he's
oh, he's only
thinking,
he's 32, 33 now.
yeah, he'll get to play, every week. I think at the Baggies, they'll need that kind of experience in midfield from somebody like him. But yeah, it's just a bit like, nah. You could have
You know,
ended your
Mark,
career
I don't know
somewhere
if
else.
you know this, Gordon, but I met Mark Albrighton at my school
Mm,
a couple of years ago.
yeah,
He's a real nice lad. Get a lot of time
yeah,
for me and the students as well.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I took
That was
him for
that.
a tour.
Yeah, that was out round Wilson Stewart.
Yeah, that's it,
Yeah,
Wilson Stewart, yeah.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I remember that. Well, you used to meet quite. You've met quite a few Villa players
Oh,
over the time, haven't
over
you?
the years, yeah.
Yeah.
I met
Go on,
quite a
tell me
lot at
some more
training
you've met.
ground. I met Petrov,
Yeah,
Stilian Petrov met.
yeah,
I also met Gabby Bon the Hall.
yeah.
I met Gareth Barry,
Oh yeah.
James Milner,
Uh huh. I
Brad
used to.
Friedel.
I tell you what, Chad. I used to have a £5 note with Gareth Barry's signature on it, and I
Did
kept
you?
it in my wallet. Yeah, I kept it in my wallet, and I thought, I'm never spending that. And then one day, I'd had a couple too many, and I handed it over in a bar, and I lost it.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I was
So
gutted the
going
following
back to
morning.
Michael Brighton,
Yeah,
it's good to see him, a local lad, doing well through the academy as well. Did he
yeah,
come through
yeah,
the academy?
yeah. He's a local lad. I mean, he's a Villa fan, and he's had a great career. He really has.
We won the
Um,
Premier League. He's won the FA Cup
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
played
great. Yeah,
Champions League football.
yeah. Good luck to him. He's a good rounded professional. You know, he's good at tackling. He's got a pass in him. He's got some pace. He's been a good servant actually. He was a good
Yeah,
servant for
good
Villa.
servant for a club. Yeah,
I don't, yeah, Lambert. I think there was a lot of players that wanted to get out of Villa at that
yeah,
particular time. I'm not sure it was, you know, Villa's choice to let players like Albrighton go.
yeah.
I think it was the way the
That
club
was
was
more the
being run at the
board.
time.
Yeah, the owners and the board. I think. Yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah,
they could see it.
Sir James Madison. Do you going back to Leicester now? Do you think he will? His creativity will cause us problems with James Madison? Because
Oh,
he's been a star player.
he has, yeah, yeah, and I rate him. I think he's a great player, and he should have got minutes at the World Cup, which really kind of annoyed me a bit.
Yeah, he
Um,
should have got more time at the World Cup.
yeah, um, he's a great player, but I think the way that we set up now with the back four,
Yeah,
and then we've got Dougie Luiz and Kamara sitting in front of him
yeah,
in that double pivot, I think that kind of helps to nullify that kind of that threat on the edge of the box that you often get from Maddison. So it'd be
yeah.
quite interesting to see. I think that will be a tough game for Maddison, if I'm fair, to be up
No, not
against
yet.
Kamara. I think that'll be a tough game for him. But he's a
Yeah.
good player, so you know, good players pull out.
Also, do you think you're Madison? Do you think he deserved to be in Southgate's squad?
Oh,
Like
without a
into the
shadow of a
World
doubt,
Cup
yeah.
squad? He
Yeah,
deserved
well,
it. Yeah,
yeah, definitely. Well, he was in form, you know, and Southgate said, we I pick informed players, which we know isn't
yeah.
true. Uh, but he was in form. He went into the World Cup, in peak, scoring goals for Leicester, assisting,
Of
being,
course, yeah.
yeah, and didn't get any minutes, and it was a, well,
Mhm.
it was crime, really.
Wait, also, he's good at set pieces. He's very good at free kicks and
Yeah,
corners as well.
yeah. Um, his dead ball delivery is very good. Yeah, yeah. Be great to see him at the Villa one day.
Oh, you never know. Yeah, with the way things are going.
Yeah.
Also, I saw on a team news that Jamie Vardy's injured. That's definitely good news for us.
Yeah, he loves scoring
And also,
against us, doesn't
he always scores against us, and his pace is always a real threat.
he?
Yeah, yeah, he's very dangerous.
Yeah, I think, yeah, he's one of those professionals, isn't he? That he keeps himself in
Yeah,
good condition. I don't see his pace slowing down really that much at the moment.
it's amazing his age. He's still doing it. He's still doing it.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. Yeah. I remember we had a player in our Villa academy, didn't we? And
Yeah.
I always compared him to Jamie Vardy when I've seen him play a couple of times, and
Oh
we
yeah.
sold him recently. Can't remember who it was now. Um, oh, it'll come to me in a moment. Brad, was it Brad Young?
Yeah, Brad Young. Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
think it's Brad Young. Yeah.
he was like I saw him play a couple of times, and he loved to be on the shoulder of the central defender and kind of running between them and
Mhm.
score. He was a real kind of Vardy type player. Yeah, another player we've let go.
Yeah, no, we've seen all these good players will let him go.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah,
Uh,
Jamie Vardy. Do you think he will retire next season? Maybe Jamie Vardy.
how old is he now? What, 33?
Yeah,
32?
yeah mid-30s now. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure. I don't know exactly how old he is, but I don't know. I think Leicester will probably want to. They'll probably keep him. If I mean, I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know how long he's got left on his contract. I don't know the details of that, Chad. To be honest, if he's
Yeah.
coming to the end of the contract, they might let him roll on with a contract. Just to
Mhm.
see his days out at Leicester, and he'll be a model professional to have around.
Oh yeah,
Um,
it's incredible to keep going at his age, to still doing it.
yeah, no, he'll be good to have in the changing room. So I think they'll want to probably keep him going as long
Yeah.
as.
So going back to Unai Emery, are you impressed with good form? So since taking charge, do you think
Yeah,
we've improved?
well, the results say it all, don't they? How many points have we picked up? Our away form has just been superb. And
Since
I think
Gerrard got sacked,
what's that?
since Steven Gerrard got sacked, I think things have definitely improved.
Yeah, yeah, they have. They have. I think we've become niche again. I think there's that kind of unity in the team. You can see the little intricate passes, and I tell you what, I've
Yeah.
never seen things come across the halfway line so much well.
Oh yeah, it's amazing.
And Ming said in an interview just after Emery came that he's being coached to do things that he's never been expected to do before as a centre back. And
Yeah,
I think one of those things is he wants to play out from the back, and if there's
yeah,
space from central defence, then he wants that central defence to drive forward, a bit like Rio Ferdinand used to do at Man United, proper central
oh
defence
yeah.
ball carrier, and it's good.
Play it out from the back. It's good to see that actually.
Yeah, it does put
Because
my heart
yeah,
a lot of the time when you see the ball going backwards and forwards to Martinez and Conser, and
it's
then
the thing
it's
is, all the big teams do it. I mean, look at Man City and Liverpool. They play out from the back. You got Arsenal with Arteta, and it works for them. It does work if you practice it.
yeah, yeah. No, it is, and you've got to have the personnel to be able to do that.
Yeah.
You've got to have the people with the confidence to be able to do that. We've got away with it so far,
Mhm.
but it does make me nervous, and I think that's because we're
Yeah,
Villa and we're used to
that's what it is. Yeah,
and things like that. So I think once we get used to it and we can see that we can do it effectively, I
yeah.
might be more relaxed about it. But at the moment, it puts my heart in my mouth.
And do you think Unai Emery is perfect for the job? Do you think it's perfect role for him?
Yeah, I think Gerard was a mistake, and
Yeah,
I'm dwelling on that. But the thing is, Christian
mhm,
Perslow wanted
yeah,
Hollywood signing, wanted a Hollywood manager. He wasn't happy
yeah,
with. He wasn't a big enough name. And I think he went out and he got Gerrard because Gerrard's going to attract players.
mhm,
It's going to bring the media talking about us. It's going to raise the profile of Aston Villa.
yeah,
And it did attract good players. It did raise our profile. We were talked about in the media quite a lot more. We did get more
yeah.
content in the papers and that sort of thing. Unfortunately, the football was terrible.
Oh,
Um,
it was absolutely dreadful. Yeah, it was.
and Gerard, I mean, Gerard, Lampard probably not so much, but I think Gerard needs to
Yeah.
go and teeth in the lower divisions.
Well, what
Go.
it is, I don't think Gerard had the experience.
Yeah,
He
I
just
mean,
wasn't experienced enough.
managing Rangers is not like managing a
Yeah,
Premier League. And what really frustrated me with Gerard, I hope you don't mind me going on about Gerard
that's fine.
when you ask me about Unai. I'll tell you about Unai in a moment. But when I mean when Gerard was manager at Rangers,
Yeah,
he must have faced teams every week that were set up
mhm,
defensively. If
yeah,
Rangers go to a Kilmarnock or a Hearts or somewhere like that,
yeah,
they're it's going to be let's keep the score down, and they set up
mhm,
defensively to try and get a 0-0
yeah,
or keep the score down. And somehow every week Rangers won, and they had a
yeah.
formula to break that defensive
Well,
team down.
Scottish League's completely different.
It
It's a
it
different
it,
quality, like the Premier League.
it is, but at the same time, when you've got a formula to break down a solid defence, you'd
Yeah,
think you might be able to carry that on. and I
yeah,
really believe it was Beale
yeah,
that was the brains behind all that. And when he left Villa,
yeah.
at the start of before the season,
That didn't
Gerard
help.
was
That
left.
didn't.
Yeah, he was left wanting. Then Gerard was without his tactical coach. Sorry, I diverted.
No,
But
it's all
Emery,
right. It's
yeah,
okay.
Emery, I think uh, he's the right man for the job. He's very pragmatic.
He's still the
I
play as well. He's still the play.
Yeah,
I love
yeah,
his
yeah,
attacking football.
yeah. Uh huh. Yeah, no, very much so. Yeah, and the fact that he's brought in Marino as well, who he knows, and uh, he's obviously going to be instrumental into our attack as well. He's obviously got a strategy to use our wing backs more effectively than we have done. I mean, I love Matty Cash. He's been one of my
Yeah.
favourite Villa players for a long, long time. Um, and I love watching him bomb down the wing, and I
Oh,
love the
it's
smile on
absolutely
his
like
face.
brilliant.
Yeah, but just sometimes when he puts that ball in, and you think, "Oh, that's going out for a throw in." But I think with Marino, I think we're going to see a lot more accurate crossing.
He
He's going
likes
to
to
get,
go. He likes to go forward.
yeah,
I know
yeah.
it's early days, but I actually do prefer him to Luca Dean. As him
Well,
going forward.
he had that baptism of fire, didn't he? And
Yeah,
Luca Dean got injured, and he came on after 10 minutes. Um, and you know, he was cold basically, and he came on,
yeah,
and his first few touches, you're thinking, what's going on here? What's this? But he grew into the game, and by the end of the game, I mean, that goal line clearance that he made
yeah.
as well. I mean, I don't know how the hell he got to that,
Oh well,
but
if it wasn't
super.
for him, that was going in. That was.
He was, yeah, yeah. That was a game changing moment. That was fantastic. Yeah.
Okay, so we're change the subject, but what do you think of Leon Bailey? Are you a fan of him?
You know what? I am. He's too lightweight. I like him.
Yeah,
Um, I, I think he likes to overcomplicate things sometimes. I think
he
he should
does.
release
Yeah,
the ball quicker. Um, I, yeah, my jury's out with him. I like him, but there
yeah.
are some things that frustrate me about him.
Good. What it is, I think he lets himself down. But do you think he's improved since the new manager? Like
Um,
as in himself?
yeah, possibly. Yeah, I think he needs to get in the gym and stock himself up a bit. He needs
Yeah,
to,
he just
to
bulk
beef
himself up.
himself.
Yeah,
He needs to beef himself up a bit and not get knocked off the ball quite so easy. I think that's what he needs to do. Um, and I think that miss against Wolves in injury
yeah.
time when he missed that and he was in tears afterwards.
Oh, you saw
Hey,
his reaction.
that's passion. That is. That's like I've let
Yeah,
everybody down, and that's what I want at my club. I
yeah.
want that passion.
But at least
Yeah,
he cares. That's it. At least he cares.
yeah, yeah. Uh huh. No, definitely. Yeah,
But I think the
but
main
yeah,
thing with the arm Bailey, I think he needs to be more consistent.
yes, yeah, yeah, yeah. He does. Um, well, when he first came, I remember I was chatting to
Yeah,
somebody on Twitter, who he came from Dortmund, didn't he? Was it
yeah,
Dortmund? Yeah. And
yeah.
they were
That's it,
saying
Dortmund.
like,
Yeah,
yeah, and this chap was saying like, you've got the most inconsistent player in our team. One week he's
yeah.
absolutely brilliant, and the next week it can be rubbish.
But in the Premier
And
League, you got to be consistent.
yeah,
Week in, week out.
yeah, uh huh. And you watch these clips of these players that we buy or we're interested on
Yeah,
YouTube, and of course you only get the best bits, don't you? You don't get the
yeah.
last minute like missing, empty net misses in those kind of clips. But yeah, no,
Well,
I do
I'll
like
read
that.
you some stats out as well. Villa have won five, lost one, and drew one in the Premier League. And
That's not
Watkins and Leon Bailey are our top scorers,
Yeah.
and we're
Now Danny
unbeaten in
Ings has gone.
4.
Now Danny Ings has gone.
Yeah, yeah, oh yeah, we've done the Ings as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh.
And also, going to the next, the last game, what did you think of the Southampton disallowed goal? Did you think it was controversial?
Yes. I did, to be honest. I think we got away. We won there. Yeah.
Yeah,
We definitely. I'm struggling, honestly, Chad. I'm struggling to remember
yeah.
the details of it. I remember at the time watching it on Match of the Day and thinking, yeah, we got away with one there.
See, it was
But
in the
you know,
box. Go remember, like Ramsey, like yeah, that earlier Lucy, he got his Achilles stepped on,
that's right.
like by
Yes.
to Ramsey.
Yeah. That's it. And his boot came off, didn't it? That was it. Yeah, I think we got away. We won there, to be honest. But you know,
Yeah,
we've got away. We've not got away with a lot of things, and teams have got a
well,
lot
mind you,
away with a lot of
exactly.
things against us.
And sometimes we don't get luck, but this time we got luck.
Yeah, definitely. I'll never forget the Conser Fernandez
Yeah,
penalty decision when Fernandez, not Bruno Fernandez, fouled
yeah.
Conser and then got a
Oh
penalty.
yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll always hang on to those moments when we get away with one because I'll look back at that moment and think, well, there you go. There's somebody's giving one in our favour.
Also, what did you think of the drone incident?
It was really weird. It was really weird.
Yeah, it was weird.
It stopped play. It stopped play for about 11 minutes or something, wasn't it? The protocol is because they don't know who's flying it and what it might be containing. It's it's the safety of the players, isn't it? So they have to go off.
And do you think this scenario, do you think it slowed the game down?
It certainly was a bit more turgid when it came back on. I mean, we were in the ascendancy when we were playing quite well,
Yeah,
and I think we were just about to take a free kick, weren't we? If I remember
yeah.
right. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, yeah. And the game stopped for about 15 minutes.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and then we probably ballooned it over the bar. 15.
And also, do you think the players handled it well?
Well, you've got to be they've got to be professional about it, haven't they? But
That's it. You got to be professional.
and,
Yeah,
yeah, but it's probably it's a very rare experience, isn't it? You know, we go to work,
yeah,
and it's pretty much the same every day. But one day, the fire alarm
yeah.
goes off, and it's a
That's
real
it.
deal,
You have
and
to deal with it.
you have to deal with it. Yeah, you have to go out, you have to do your drill, you have to do what you've got to do, and then when it's all safe, you've got to go back in and you've got to carry on work. But when you carry on work, everyone's having a chat about what's gone on, and
Yeah.
it's a bit of a buzz and excitement. So it's difficult to focus immediately. You go back into the
Oh
office
yeah.
to carry on doing your job, and I think that's probably the same thing with footballers, isn't it? It's unsettling. You've got to have that moment. You've got to have those few moments to settle down again.
Yeah. But Villa. Well, I'm going to read some more stats out to you. Villa are 11th with 28 points, and Leicester are 14th with 18 points.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think things are looking good. I think at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, Leicester have turned it around because they had a
Yeah, they
terrible
have.
start to the season, and
They
Brendan
did.
Rodgers was under serious pressure.
Brendan Rodgers nearly got sacked.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So yeah, but they've managed to turn it around. Yeah, as long as they finish above the Wolves, I don't mind.
Oh yeah, I want to warm my granddad up.
Yeah,
My granddad's a Wolves fan.
I know. I see you down there with your notes, and he must enjoy the Villa
That's it.
secretly.
He's used to it. Yeah. So what do you think about our new signing, John Durant? Not
John,
Duran.
John
Our new
Duran.
band member.
Yeah, I hope he's hungry like a wolf.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. I watched some YouTube highlights of him. He's a big, strong. He looks like a big bully. He
He
reminds
does.
me. He remind. I hope he's better, but he reminds me of Heskey a little
I
bit in his kind of stature.
know what you mean. Yeah,
Yeah, he might, in a a 1-to-1. If he's through on goal and he's got a big defender
yeah.
shoulder to shoulder with him, I'd like to think he'd be able to kind of nudge him off and hold himself up. He looks that sort of player, and he's quite young, so
Mhm.
there's still development going on for him and everything. But he does look a big, strong
Well,
centre
he's another
forward.
team. He's quite young,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
he's going to
yeah.
make a
So
step up to the Premier League.
yeah, I mean his goal scoring record in the American League wasn't
Mhm.
brilliant. Was it
He
7
scored
out of
8 goals
24?
in
Yeah,
27
uh huh,
appearances.
yeah, uh huh. Different level, different league, different pace, different
Yeah,
support in those leagues. Haven't you? You go different feed. Have you got the midfielders that are going to put the ball through for
yeah,
you and all those? That you can't. It's like that's comparing apples and pears, isn't it? What we need
yeah,
to do is just see him at Villa Park and see what he's made of. I just hope he's not another Wesley.
yeah. That's oh yeah. Let's hope not.
Yeah, uh huh.
You
But
know, October 2020. He was in the Guardian. He was the top 60 young talents in the
right,
world of football,
yeah, uh huh, yeah,
which is a great record.
yeah. And there were some other bigger clubs big clubs in for him as well, weren't there as well?
Yeah,
Yeah, we managed to get it. And the good, I've been asked it looks like we're doing some proper scouting again.
yeah,
I think that's the thing that Emery's brought in as well. Is we've got some scouts out there looking at these kind of we're not spending 100 million or 80 million, 100 million
hmm
on ready-made names. We're looking for the next £100 million player that we
That's it.
might
It's
sell
was
on in a couple of
scouting.
years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh huh.
Do you see that thing that presentation when he went to Villa Park and Juan Pablo Angel
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
Angel spoke to him on the big screen? That was amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolute
Brilliant.
class.
Yeah. Angel's one of my favourite Villa players of all time,
Oh, me
and
too. Oh, he was world class back in the
yeah,
day.
and I imagine Duran's grown up, idolising people like
Yeah,
Angel, and for that to happen, and for the club to have arranged that for him, hopefully is going to kind of breed some kind of I love this
yeah.
club kind of mentality in him as well. Those are the sort of things that get you that loyalty. Yeah.
But yeah, and what do you think overall of our transfer window altogether?
I'm not too disappointed, to be honest. I'm still perplexed about the Ings. I thought Ings
Yeah.
out, Archer's gone out on loan. We've definitely got
Then can you scroll to the
another
bottom for
striker
me?
coming
What's the
in.
bottom?
I thought we'd definitely have another striker
Yeah.
coming in, but that didn't happen. But like I said earlier on, I think
Mhm.
we've got rid of like
Yeah.
Nakamba's gone, Sanson's gone, Gilbert's
Yeah.
gone. We've got rid of a lot of wage bill of players that never play.
Yeah.
They're bench warmers and they never
We,
play.
we've got rid of the dead wood.
Yeah, and we're not in any cups, so we don't need a cup squad this year.
Mhm.
So get rid of them, save some money, and
Yeah.
then summertime,
Mhm.
bang, let's have a good summer. And I
Well,
think
do
we
you know
will.
we've been linked with that Guendouzi from Marseille,
Yeah,
and he used to
yeah,
play under Emery at Arsenal.
yeah. He did. I saw him a couple of times at Arsenal, and I thought he seemed
Yeah.
okay, but I think a lot of the Arsenal fans were quite down on him. But at that time, he was also playing in that
Yeah.
era when Emery didn't have the best time at Arsenal, and he had he
Yeah.
had a toxic dressing room, didn't he? I mean, he had Özil still in there.
Oh yeah. Yeah. A
Um,
lot of toxic in the dressing room.
yeah, it wasn't a great time for Arsenal. And despite the fact Emery, you know,
Yeah.
finished in the top 4, I think it was, got them
Yeah.
to the European Cup final, and they still sacked him. Well, top 6, wasn't it?
I don't get it. Yeah, I see it top 6, yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, and they still sacked him, and I think it's because there was that real toxic time
Yeah.
at Arsenal. But I think and Martinez played for him as well
Yeah.
under him. You know, he
Yeah,
was
you got
he was at Arsenal.
Martinez, yeah.
He was there at the same time, and there was a bit of talk, wasn't there, about like when Emery came in. You know, what's
Yeah.
the relationship going to be like between him and Martinez? But Martinez just went and won a World Cup, and
Oh,
what can you
no,
say
we got
about
a
that?
World Cup winner.
Yeah, what can you
Yeah,
say
yeah,
about that?
well, Gordon, I might start. I'll probably wrap that up now, Gordon.
Yeah,
I'll put it, but thank you everyone for watching, and thank you for your time, and thank you for your time, Gordon.
no problem, Chad. I wish you all the best,
Uh,
and
yeah, please
hopefully we'll
leave a
chat again
comment on
soon.
this video.
Yeah.
Please
All
leave
right.
a comment on this video, and please remember to subscribe, everybody. Up the
Mm-hmm.
Villa.
Up the Villa.